The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's going on? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Daryl Walter Show. Thank you very much. Let me breathe and just take in this moment. Welcome, everybody, to the very first episode of the Daryl Walter Show. I am excited, and I just want to say thank you all for joining me on this bumpy ride. I am here to uplift. I am here to encourage. I am here to inspire and just be a little messy. Just a little messy. I'm gonna leave the big messy to all the wonderful bloggers, influencers out there. We're just gonna be a little messy. So, how's everybody doing out there? If you're watching, tap in. Let me know where you are watching from. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Pyromedianetwork. Thank you for this opportunity and this endeavor. Y'all, we have been working on this for a while. And I want to give a special shout out to everyone behind the scenes, especially Samuel James. Thank you so much for putting up with me. That'll be an inside joke. So it's Wednesday. I'm going to be here every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Sharing with y'all. So some of you guys are just getting off of work, or maybe you're at home if you're on the East Coast. Some of you are just getting up and getting ready for work. What up, LA? How y'all doing out there? You know what? I dropped my phone. Okay. What up, LA? What up, everybody? So, like I said, I'm going to be here every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Yes, welcome. Going to be sharing with y'all at 4 p.m. every Wednesday. So how's everybody doing? It's the midweek. Everybody's having a good week so far. I just want to share with you. Last night, I just went to the final farewell concert for Elton John. Just want to show you my concert there. I had a good time. I went out with my boy, who shall remain anonymous because he's at home sick today. But we had a good time. And let me just say, that concert was phenomenal. Elton John is 75 years old, and he was singing full voice. There was a moment when I thought he was for sure singing to a track because he sounded so good. And I just wanted to share that. Says a lot for some of the new artists out there. They don't make them like they used to. They don't make them like Elton John. So just huge shout out to Elton John. Now, let's get into it. This show, like I said, is going to consist of a little mess. So we're going to go into the first segment of the show that we have so lovingly titled, What Went Viral? Go ahead, Kwame, take us to the next segment. Are we going to the next segment? What's what? There it is. What went viral? There it is. There we go. What went viral? Now hold on one second. Hold on. Take. Let's say what went viral. Now bring me back up. Okay, I'm back. All right, perfect. Okay, so what went viral? This segment is going to be kind of like hot topics, things that are important. Now, originally, I was going to bring some viral moments from my TikTok, which we are going to get to. A lot of you all know me from my TikTok, and I want to thank you all for supporting me and getting to me to 15,000 followers. So there's a few topics I want to bring from TikTok and bring it over to this platform because some of you don't follow me on TikTok and I want to get into them. But first, I would be remiss. Now, go ahead and bring Takeoff up. Rest in peace to Takeoff. This young man was 28 years old, and on Halloween night, his life was sadly taken. Um, there's so much to unpack here. He didn't even get to see 30. But let me just say, so he's part of the group Migos. Now go ahead and bring Migos up. Mhm, mhm, mhm. The three, okay. So that's Takeoff in the middle, okay? Now, to the left, the one with the blue glasses on, that's Offset. Okay, that's the one that's married to Cardi B. That's Takeoff's cousin. Because I realize some of y'all don't know who they are. Now, on the other side, that's Quavos. That's Takeoff's uncle and Offset's cousin. And they were all raised together and they became the group Migos. Funny enough, after the old movie Three Amigos, because there's three of them, right? Okay, now go back to Takeoff. Now, Takeoff. Now, the story. First, let's start with some of y'all out there are just special to me. Why y'all are posting and sharing the actual shooting and his dead body is just kind of a weird thing to me. And what's even sadder is that a lot of people in that situation pulled out their camera instead of calling the police. Now, the story is wait, which way am I? Okay, I'm one point. This okay. So Takeoff was playing dice. Now, stories are reporting that the shooting was over a dice game. However, recently, that is allegedly not true. It was actually a stray bullet, which still, nonetheless, someone pulled out a gun and shot, and they had the intention of shooting, but the bullet was not meant for him. There was an altercation that took place. But some of the bystanders are saying it was a quote unquote accident. But how much of an accident can there be if somebody pulls out a gun at a bowling alley? This took place in Houston. Nonetheless, this seems to be sort of some sort of trend where something has to be done, which where a lot of these rap artists, we're losing a lot of young people. And I won't even say just the hip hop culture, but just the culture in general. Like, why are we resorting to violence? Why is pulling out a gun the answer? What are we going to do about this, y'all? If you're watching this now, just chime in. What do you think the issue is? Or let me ask you, do you think this is an isolated incident? Am I playing the right thing? There we go. An isolated incident. It's just ridiculous. Anyways, rest in peace to this young man. This is somebody's son. Shout out to the family. I can't imagine what they're going through. But also, what's also very sad. So they split up, right? Offset. Bring back up the Migos picture again, and I'll leave this alone. So Migos recently split up. There we go. Migos recently split up, okay? Offset said, listen, I'm bigger than y'all. I got my own following. I'm going to do my own thing, okay? Quavo and Takeoff, which they recently released a video, they did an interview recently where they said, listen, we're not saying Migos is over. Anything's possible, but it's really going to be up to Offset. I think the really sad part is we'll never get to see Migos back together again, in the physical. And it's just a sad state for hip hop and overall in the culture in general. Like this, if you got friends and family out there like in this culture, like this just really has to stop. Okay. Rest in peace to that young man, Takeoff. Um, let's move on. Let's move on to something lighter. Oh, Kim Burrell. Let's go to Kim Burrell. So, if you follow me on TikTok, I did some videos on her. Um, Kim Burrell most recently went viral for some of her quote unquote shady comments that she did at Brian Carnes' church. It was his anniversary or something like that. Um, Let me say this. As you watch me on this show, some things I say you may not agree with. And I think although Kim Burrell is canceled, I think we need to uncancel her. I think she's had enough, and I think we need to uncancel her. Now, here's the thing with Kim Burrell. Recently, she did an interview where she basically said, "I'm not making any more. I'm really not interested in making music. I'm not interested in being an artist anymore." It's a very telling interview. What I thought most interesting, she said a lot of things that shed light, but a lot of her controversy, I did not know that she received death threats. She had to have security. She's still receiving threats. And I just think, here's the thing. I grew up in the church. Kimberell is from the church. It is a certain culture. It is a certain lifestyle. Has she made comments? Um, and she's made terrible comments. I think, however, her intentions, I don't think she has a true intention to hurt people. I think that's just part of her personality. But a lot of people say that she can't sing. Here's the thing. Kim Burrell is some of your artists' favorite artists. Beyonce, Missy Elliott, just to name a few. A lot. Look, Kim Burrell has influenced a lot of music, and we just can't take that away from her. Nonetheless, I think she should be on cancel. Some people may disagree. I don't know. You chime in the comments. Kwame, you tell me how you feel. But I think she deserves a piece of another chance, like a little piece. Okay. Bring up the man with the glasses. This is Pastor Dwayne Dawkins. Now, Pastor Dwayne Dawkins. Okay, we'll get back to Kimberly. I don't know. Okay, Dwayne Dawkins. So, long story short, he was having relations with a young man and it got caught on video. Now, the interesting thing with Dwayne Dawkins is he happens to be a pastor and he happens to be married with kids. And his wife caught wind of it. Now, for a minute, he denied it. He denied, he denied, he denied. That's what you do, you deny. Until his face was shown on the video. Then he asked for forgiveness. Now, up to date, he's still pastoring. He's still pastoring and he's still being a Dawkins. Now, uh, none of my business what he does, but his wife forgave him and they're still together allegedly. And I would not be surprised if he has another friend and just made sure that they just don't have a videotape. It's just a shame with the DL men in the church, because the DL men, they get to, you know, do something wrong, if you will. As one once said, lay it low and spread it wide. And then they ask for forgiveness and they go on past it. Meanwhile, the the ones that they laid with are left to pick up the pieces and can't come into church. I don't know what we're gonna do about the DMN, but let's move on from that. Okay. Lastly, let's get to Cora. Now, Cora is another one that went viral on TikTok. Now, if y'all don't remember, I had to pull my pen out for this one. Cora Jakes. Now, let's bring up the family. Cora is divorced, but she was married to that man in the picture. I don't know if we need to blur out the faces, but it's public picture, so she shared it. Much older than that. Anyways, she divorced that man right there. Now, that man was accused of touching with the little baby girl. Okay. Now, as you can see, the boy and the girl look nothing alike. They have two different parentals and they are both adopted. Now, Cora, she is still over the children's ministry at her daddy's church. Okay. Now, recently, if you are following the social media, bring up the picture of the young lady in the red. No, the other young lady with the bob. Did I send that picture? It's in there. She has a bob. Oh, I didn't send that. No, I didn't. Okay. Anyways, stay right. Let's go back. Anyways, go back to the family. So, Cora's sister Sarah, she has a bob. She was just promoted to be over the Woman Thou Art News convention. That's the other sister, the younger sister, if y'all remember that. Anyways, I just want to put a face to the name. Now, Cora is single. Now, the other boy right there, that's Jason. Now, Jason's mom, Michelle Loud, she came out and said, "Look, Cora, you stole my baby, and I want my baby back. You seduced me. You tricked me. You made me think I needed to give up the rights to my baby, and now I want my child back." Now, the lady Michelle, she has not changed her tune. As a matter of fact, she currently produced a documentary on her journey of getting her son back. Now, Cora has said not a word. Cora took a break from social media. I follow her on one of my other pages. But anyways, she took a break from social media and she is back. She is still drinking water. She still has the babies. Now, interesting thing about Cora, and I just want to throw this out there. She has a fascination with collecting baby dolls. I don't know what that's about, but she collects baby dolls. And she just got a little baby puppy, a little chihuahua. So Cora has this fascination with babies that I think goes deeper than I just have a love for young children. I don't know. It's weird. Allegedly, I just want to throw that out there. But bring back the picture of Cora by herself. Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes. How do I say this without getting in trouble? I don't know if the elevator goes all the way to the top floor. She seems like a nice young lady. She can preach very well, but it's something about this story. And interestingly enough, I'll leave this alone. We'll move on to our main guest. But Cora, when she did the adoption process, the judge that was presiding over the case was a member of her daddy's church, and then eventually recused herself after the adoption was completed. All right, that's it for what's viral. Thank you all for indulging me in what went viral. There will be more of that, and I just want to say if there's anything you want me to cover, go ahead and just send in a message and we'll go over that. We need to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we will be back with our special guest. I'll see y'all in 1 and 2. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Daryl Walter Show. I got to tell y'all, I'm having a really good time so far. All right, let's go. So, one of the things I said when I was creating this show is that I know there's so much negativity out there. I know that we could just indulge in hot topics and gossip the whole time, but I wanted to make sure that with my platform that I'm uplifting people and sharing things that they can take with them to just be better in their everyday living. So one of the things when I was creating the show, I told Kwame, I said, listen, I'm nervous about this show and I'm also excited. I said, but one of the things is I'm struggling with feeling worthy, of having this platform, of having this show. So today we're going to be just talking about self worth, how to build your self worth, how to build your self worth, and how to build yourself uh, with feeling good about yourself and relating to others. So I thought to myself, I've been talking to a friend of mine, Leanzar, and I said, hey, would you like to come on the show? So let me introduce you to my friend Leanzar Stockley. Leanzar is amazing. He is a certified relationality coach. And I'll bring Leanzar on to answer what that is and so much more. So, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody out there watching, please welcome Leanzar Stockley. Hello, welcome. I cannot hear you yet because I think you're
You know
still on
why? Because
mute.
I was muted. That
You
you
were
wouldn't be able to hear
muted.
me if I'm muted. So,
No, no.
but anyway, I was saying
Look
thank
at
you for
that.
having me.
Oh, thank you for agreeing to be on the show. I appreciate you. I just want to say I appreciate you coming on the show, and I appreciate you as a person just in life. I follow you on social media, and I just love your outlook, your thought provoking questions, and just how your view on life. So I want to ask you. First of all, is it Czar? Is it Leanzar or Czar?
Either one, either
Okay,
one. Yeah,
okay,
whatever's easier for people.
okay. All right, Czar. What is relationality?
It's the relationality. Basically, is the quality and state of us being relational beings. All right, so it's that marriage. As an expanded definition, is that marriage between our relationships and our spirituality. Technically, they're one and the same. People don't see it that way because you hear spirituality, they think religion. But the truth is, it's all about oneness. So relationality, in by definition, is the quality and state of being relational.
The quality and state of being relational. So, we've had conversations off. I hit you up about, how do you build self worth. So let me ask you, what is self worth, and how does that tie into relationality?
Pretty much, for the most part, and sometimes people confuse self-esteem with self-worth. And I'll say this before I even, you have different people that would define it in different kind of ways, but it's really that sense of knowing that you um, are worthy and that you belong, not necessarily fit in, but that you are worthy and that you belong, and relationally fit, for others. A lot of times we think that that's built or developed or earned. That's the word I'm looking for, and it's not. That's determined by, I believe, by our Creator.
So so let me ask you this. Are you saying that self-worth is something you either have it or you don't?
It's something you have. You
Okay.
just may not be aware of it.
Okay. Can you expound on that?
So we are worth. Our culture uses the word deserve a lot, right?
Hmm.
Which deserve is based on something you've done in order to earn it. It's based on earning. Worth is something that's determined by who made you. So it's like if you created something, you determine its worth. Whatever. That's something that we can change. We're not always aware of it. We come into understanding our worth, understanding what we're worth, who we're. And people have different beliefs. So, some people may say, God, our creator, or the source, Father, whatever. He's made us, our worth is determined by our Creator. It's not determined by anything we've done. It's not determined by your job. It's not determined by how good you've been. And I think I lost my sound. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
You can still hear me? Okay. Oh, you're in one ear. Guess it's dying.
Okay.
But yeah, it's determined by our Creator, so to speak, our source, what we're sourced from. That's where our worth comes from. And a lot of times we just get that confused with how others see us, or maybe even how we see ourselves. We don't always have good views of ourselves, but it has not changed your worth. You just may not have come into the awareness of your own worth, of your self-worth.
So, there was a period where I said, I don't know if I believe in God. I don't know if I even believe in a creator, the creator. So for people listening out there who don't believe in a creator, can you have self-worth without believing someone created you to have self-worth?
Yep. Because the key word that you said is believe.
Okay.
It's not based on your belief. It ain't based on whether you believe it or not. And that's where I think a lot of the confusion comes when people talk about it. Is now, you may not live like you have it because you don't believe it. But again, these things are not based off of on our belief or anything of ourselves, I believe. And even those that don't believe in God, some people I've had, even atheists that I've talked to, they do believe that they're sourced from something. So that's the same, it's the equivalent. It's the same thing. So where you're sourced from obviously had enough thought or worth or value placed in you that it put you here. So that existent being, just when you think about existentialism, it's like just being here speaks to the fact that you have worth. So you don't have to believe in God to believe that you have self-worth. You really just have to recognize, I'm here. I'm here for some reason or some purpose. And I'm not talking about our little things of, I'm here to be a doctor or whatever it may be. You're here. So when you go within yourself, what do you find there? And for some people, it may not be God. It may not be anything that even points to any type of religion. So
I want to go down a different direction, because I know that part of my audience is a part of the LGBTQIA plus community, and there are people who are minorities also, women, like I said, trans community. And so I feel like a lot of people come into their world already feeling, because of the foundation being who you are is not worth anything, or because you are that, we don't value you. And I think some people, have their foundational belief of who they are based off of what they grew up around, right? Those messages that play in their head as they get older, especially if they grew up in church, or if they grew up in a household that was more conservative. So my question is, what would you say to people who have a low level of self-worth already because of their foundational beliefs? How does that change for them? Can that change for them? And how do they recognize or become aware, as you say, of their self-worth?
of their self-worth. I definitely believe that it can change. I do believe also that it's going to be, or could be for a lot of people, a lot of work. Because again, our culture, the way our culture is designed, we pull our worth, we generally kind of pull our worth from our accomplishments, or even in the sense of having been accepted, which is a part of it, having been accepted within community. And this is why I say it sometimes, we belong, but you may not always fit. You may not always fit in, but just because you don't fit in doesn't mean that you don't belong. The fact that we're here is I would say reason enough to say that we belong. You wouldn't be here otherwise. So really renewing our mind to that space, renewing our mind to, there is some type of reason why I'm existent on this planet. Out of all the sperm that made it, to that egg. I was out of the millions. I was the one that made it to be birthed into the planet today. So there's something that's there, and it's very difficult in my counseling sessions with people. Like it's really hard. I've struggled with it, coming to that space of really recognizing our own sense of worth. But it's definitely there. It can happen, and it does take a lot of work. It takes having to go back to removing all of the, I guess you could say, kind of like the traumas or all of the different things that has kind of covered up, that has spoken down to our worth, and really challenging it. Because see, when these thoughts come to us, and somebody says you're not worthy of something, and any thought that comes that is uncontested will just perseverate and become more and become stronger, and then you'll begin to believe it and think it. So you have to put contest to it, to contest it, which is a lot of work, though. It's a lot of work. This is where people need to go to therapy sometimes, and to get it right. Because some people go get it, and then it says, I'm the sh, I'm the SH, that. I don't know if you can say that on this show, So and then we get it wrong.
I call it the ship of Zion. I am the ship of Zion.
Yeah, they get that, and then it's haughtiness.
Yeah.
Self-worth is not haughtiness. Self-worth, when you really understand it, will humble you.
Well, Kyrie, I love what you said. You may not fit in, but it doesn't mean that you don't belong.
Sure don't.
And what I hear from that is your outside factors should not change your self-worth.
Exactly.
Meaning, if I'm in the hood and I'm surrounded by bodegas, my self-worth doesn't change. Now that I'm in Hollywood around the start, my self-worth is the same in the hood over there as it is in the Hollywood upper echelons, as it is when I'm at work, or if I'm a janitor, or if I'm the CEO. That should not determine my self-worth.
It shouldn't determine our self-worth at all. Because again, we have to realize our worth is a state of being. It's a state of being.
Write that down, somebody. Our worth is a state of being.
That's a state of being. Now, our deserving may be a state of doing or having done. We earned it some kind of way, and a lot of times people put stuff on us. So they say, you don't deserve my, so that's another story. But when we're talking about the self, it's like, that's a state of being. So just like you cannot change, well, I mean, it's a new day today. But just like you cannot change your skin color, let's go there, that's easy. Necessarily, you can't change your existence. I mean, we can take ourselves out, but overall, our state of being, our worth is based in our state of being. So that doesn't change. I don't care where you are.
But okay, so and I want to let this go because there's a few more things I want to talk about with you. But there's a difference between state of being and what we deserve, and it's up to us to decipher between what we deserve and who we are.
Yeah,
right. Because some people say you don't deserve to live, or you don't why you don't deserve to have that. And when the case is the state of being is being and living are synonymous, or who I am is my being, and it's not a rank of having or deserving.
Right. And a lot of times, so we become judges when we do that. We make ourselves judge. What is it? I don't know. Judge, jury, and executionist. Is that what it is?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It's like when we decide you don't deserve to live, or you don't, and it may be because somebody has done something, or they kind of, whatever. But again, and bro, listen, this is the hardest thing, it seems, for us to really grasp. And this is why I say the renewing of our minds and our hearts and our existence, to really understand it.
Yeah.
Is that place of worth. It's untouchable.
Yeah.
It is completely untouchable. Again, we may not be aware of it. That's some of the problem that we're seeing in the world. People aren't aware of their worth. But it's not that they don't have it. It's not that they don't have it. I mean, and I see this so often in it's in my practice and just in my life and in all my life of living, all these years.
All 22 of them.
All 22 and a half, you know.
Okay. So we're going to end the conversation with all of that deep, wonderful stuff. But speaking of being, you are educated, you are a counselor, you are in ministry, you are also a nudist, and you sell underwear.
There you go. Yes, I am. All that stuff. All that. And the most important is I'm a nudist.
Really?
That's the most important. The nudist part is the most important because I'm able to be and to be free. Those other things had titles to it, like, you know, in my nudityness, I'm able to just be. I don't have nothing on. I don't have to wear any titles. I don't have to wear any clothes. I'm able to just be who and as I am.
Are y'all listening to this? He is a minister, a counselor. He sells underwear, nice kind of underwear. We'll get to that in a second. How did you get into being a nudist?
You know what? I really don't know how I got into it. I think I've just always had an affinity for nudity and nude art and just like not liking to have my clothes on. My mom says that I probably got it from my dad.
Okay.
You know, because he was kind of like that. But it's as I got older, you know, younger ages with it, you know, I always liked my clothes off, but of course we overly sexualized it as kids. As I matured, I started having a different appreciation for it and just started recognizing when I'm free. And I pay very close attention to myself, how I feel inside. I always felt free. The only time I don't feel free naked or in the nude is when somebody objectifies it.
So is that what led you to selling underwear? And Kyrie wants to know what kind of underwear. So you can share the web. Kwame, can you share the website? Can you do that? I'm just asking. I just want to make sure I'm in the right. He's gonna let me know. To his underwear. I feel like underwear doesn't do it right. What would you call it?
Draws.
What's the name of the website? No, Kwame, I was just asking if he's allowed to say it, or does it have to go through Pyro Media first, or can he say his website? Yes, go ahead, share your website.
www.underneathbyzar.com. ZAHR though.
Listen, we just, I'm here to support and uplift and share. Yes. Okay, so is that what led you into what led you into that?
So the underwear line and brand and stuff started from my love for nudity, right? So It started at Underneath by Czar, started as nude art, because I'm into the nude art and all this other stuff. I've done a little bit of modeling for for the nude arts and stuff like that. So the underwear company started there, but I've always collected underwear. Like I can't even remember when I started collecting underwear. My late teens, I started collecting underwear, like over 500, 600 pair of underwear. And then I just decided I want my own line. I want my own drawers. I want to put on something with my name on.
After 500, that's kind of the next.
Yeah, that's the next step. Yeah.
Do you okay? So my question is it not sexual? Is it sexual? Do you feel objectified? Do you mind being objectified when you are? How does all of this tie in? I know I just asked a lot of questions.
No, with the underwear?
Yeah. And with the nudity. And with everything.
It comes with the territory because I live in America, or we live in the world, especially in the West. We're very sexualized, so that it does become objectified. We don't have the same appreciation that maybe some other places do for nudity. So I take it all in stride. So there are those who can honor what I'm talking about and say, hey, listen, I didn't take this picture to floss the goods. I took it to be free and to share that freedom with you. Some friends I wouldn't go to nude beach with because I know that they're not going to be able to appreciate the fact that we're just in the new
that we're just naked. They're gonna try to.
They're gonna be more staring and trying to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like, okay, you just took all of the fun out of it,
right?
You know, for me. But all of that comes with it, because also by saying that, I'm not saying that even me is totally blind to when something looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I'm not blind to it. It just doesn't move me in the same way. But I can deal with nudity. I mean, I see it all the time. And with my underwear company, I people get concierge service, so they come directly to me to want to make sure they get the right fit and this, that, and the other. So I hadn't seen it all. And people, how do you do that? It's like, well, I'm not turned on by it. This is part of my job. It's partly what I do.
Mm. Do you think, this will be my last question, this came to me. Do you think relationships in the LGBTQIA plus, or let's just say this, even more specifically, amongst gay men are more sexualized than relationships of their counterparts to straight men?
More sexualized?
Yeah, are gay men more sexual and focused on the sexual aspect than others?
I'll say it this way.
I just had to ask.
Yeah, I think gay men have felt locked into only sex. I think that's where I'll say that, because I don't think that is more. We're sexual beings. But a lot of times when you see gay, the LGBTQ, it seems like it's always about sex. Everybody ain't hardly got clothes on, or you know, it seems like it's more so about that. But I also think that some of that has been the culture. Anything that you kind of suppress sometimes can seem like, when it gets the opportunity to get loose, it's an overkill. You know, so I think that sometimes there is the idea, and even from what I'm finding, sex is a huge topic. A lot of times talked about more with the gay couples I deal with, or the gay people I deal with, than the heterosexual folks. But heterosexual people have not had to. I don't want to say, and I'm not saying this definitively, you know, but they haven't had to really sneak around and do what they've done. Gay people a lot of times have had to kind of had an extra level of caution, you know. But I also think that increases some of the activity,
or being locked into that activity.
Yeah.
Leanzar, I just want to first thank you so much for being my first guest on this show. This has been an amazing conversation, and I hope you don't make this the last time to be on this show.
You don't make it the last time.
And I won't. So with us coming to an end of this conversation, which we could go on for hours about, because you like to talk, I like to talk, and there's so many questions I have. What would be your departing message to people who are listening to this now and on the replay?
My departing message would be: get naked. No, I'm just no.
Be free.
Yeah, actually, I was going to go there. It's like, be free, but be free in understanding, since we talked about self-worth, and understanding your worth, and understanding it so much so that you can't help but recognize worth in somebody else. That's love. That's real love.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Leanzar Stockley, the relationality expert. Thank you again for being on the Daryl Walter Show.
Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate
it. And share your handles where everybody can follow you and find you if everybody wants more information.
So Society61 is my Instagram. That's right there after my name. I'm also on Facebook at my name, Leanzar Stockley. I'm the only one on there. It's just me, y'all. I'm the only one. And then my website is www.leanzarstockley.com. And for the underwear, is www.underneathbyzar.com. So you can reach me any way you need to find me.
Awesome. Oh, is there a discount code if they watch the show they can get if they go to your?
Sure, I always give a discount code. Discount code if you take your clothes off. No, I'm just playing. Discount code. I usually give people 10%, and it'll be U by Z 10. The number
Got
10.
that? All right, y'all. All right, Leons, I thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, when we come back, we will come back with our last and final segment. See y'all in a few. All right, the last and final segment. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this, but we have lovingly titled this TikTok Made Me Do It. Oh, can you bring that picture of Kwame? No, the crumble cookie. Get her out of here. TikTok. Ooh. All right, so y'all, I went and got the crumble cookies, and I just y'all see it here. So for you, because I care so much, I went and got the crumble cookies, and we are going to enjoy them as we as we begin to close out. Okay, so the first one they do a seasonal. Okay, so let's go. So the first one I got is the cornbread honey cake. Can y'all see that? Wait, can y'all? Oh, because the background. Let's see. It's there. You go right there. That's the cornbread honey cake. Okay, I'm gonna taste it for you. Okay, because I care so much. Mm-hmm. 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 Now that's good. That's good. That was good because it had a little hint of the cornbread, and then it was moist. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm gonna make this quick. Okay, we're not gonna be long. Okay, just work. That's the crumble cookie. Okay. Up next is the almond coconut fudge. You see that? Y'all see that? Okay, let's just. Mm, mm, I don't even like coconut. Mm, but that's good. You know what crumble cookie? Let me tell y'all something. Okay, we almost. Okay, let me try a couple of more. Okay, this is called the Blue Monster. Y'all see that? That's the Blue Monster. That's with chilled Chips Ahoy cookies. Okay, let's see here. Y'all ready? Mm. Mm-mm. 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 That ain't the one. That is not the one. Okay, let's do a couple more. Kwame, how much time I got? I got a few more minutes. Hold on. Let me get a couple of more. Now, this one is called, oh, this is the nougat. Mm-hmm. Y'all see that? Okay, let's do this one. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-mm. Y'all need to get that nougat one. I'm gonna try one more, and then I'm done. This is the chocolate toffee. It's a peanut butter toffee. You got see the little toffee thing at the top? And then I'm gonna get out y'all's way. Mm-hmm. 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 You know what the winner is though? It's this cornbread honey cake. Mm-hmm. Y'all gonna get you that cornbread honey cake. Mm. Mm-hmm. Listen, crumble cake. Go down and get you a crumble cake, but get 2 to 4. Don't be like me and get 6. Okay, that's just greedy. I want to thank y'all for joining me on the first episode. Yes, Walt. Yes, listen. I want to thank y'all. The music is playing. I want to thank y'all for joining me on the first episode of the Daryl Walter Show. Listen, thank you to my guest, Leanne Czar. Thank you to Crumble Cookie for giving me life. As we close out, y'all, it's cuffing season, okay? It's getting cold out there, and I just want to remind you to watch who you cuff with, okay? You can't cuff with everybody. Until then, I'll see you next Wednesday at 4 p.m. I love y'all for real. Peace.
The